Amber, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, you made me nervous, man. I didn't hit my go live button on Facebook.
That's not my fault.
No,
That's not my fault.
that's totally my fault, man. I'm here by myself, and so there's so much going on. Like I'll forget to do things. Like, let's see, when we had Jared and Damon on from Rage and Fighting Championship, they were both sitting here, and Damon's mic wasn't coming on. And there's this button right here that it's like on and off for the microphone, and it was off. Yeah. So sometimes I just completely forget different things. But thanks for coming and hang out with me, even though I forget different things every day.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
So you are with Crowley Main Street.
That's right.
What does Crowley Main Street do? Explain that to everybody.
So basically, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We focus on historic preservation of the downtown community and our historic Main Street.
So, and that's directly downtown Crowley, right? Like from the courthouse to
the railroad
to
tracks.
what? Okay. And that area, I'm not trying to butter you up or anything, but downtown Crowley looks really, really nice. Y'all are doing a great job there.
Thank you. They, our former board of directors and, our past Main Street directors put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, I will say, to get that downtown looking fabulous.
Do you recall when that decision was made? Like what year it was made to really revitalize downtown Crowley? Did I put you on the spot?
So we became an official nonprofit organization, incorporated in 1999, and I believe it was like the early 2000s. I'm trying to remember exactly because that was high school years for me. So I'm trying to remember exactly when they redid it. So I would say early 2000s. They got federal grant funding from that. And
what was the first building that got the facelift?
oh God, I would probably say. If I'm not mistaken, it would either be City Hall or Grand Opera House. So the Crowley Ford Motor Company or the Grand Opera House.
Yeah, the Grand Opera House, that's an excellent venue.
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's beautiful. And so the City Hall is right next door, and it was the old Ford dealership, correct?
It was.
That's totally changed.
Oh, it's completely, renovated. It actually holds 4 museums inside of it now.
Really?
We have a Rice
I
Museum.
learned something new today.
History of Crowley and all that jazz inside City Hall. It's a beautiful building. And it still has all the memorabilia. There's actually old Ford Model Ts and coupes in there that they hauled up from there's still the original freight elevator that they hauled the parts up to. So
very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out one day.
We see it every day. Our office is upstairs.
Right there.
Yeah.
So the I feel like the Main Street, what's the right word I'm looking for? Like the revitalization of Main Streets in South Louisiana, it's becoming a trend. It's becoming a thing. I told you off the air that the other day I had to go to Welsh to get some video for a client of mine, and then I passed through and I was like, let me go see what's happening in Jennings, because I remember a few years back Jennings was trying to revitalize Main Street. So like I passed down that area and I'm like, wow, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like Lake Charles did that as well. What are some other cities that are trying to revitalize?
Oh gosh. Okay, so we're the only one in Acadia Parish, which would hopefully have a brother sister community maybe.
Yeah, look, maybe we'll revitalize Main Street Church Point, man.
Hopefully. So the closest one to us is actually Eunice. Eunice has a down Main Street organization as well. D. Ritter, Natchitoches actually has a beautiful Main Street. There's St. Francisville. I'm trying to think. There's so many. I think we have 36 actually within the state of Louisiana official Main Street communities. Yeah. So a lot of beautiful places. They're preserving the history. So.
Now, with being a nonprofit, obviously comes fundraising comes along with that, right? So y'all have a couple of events happening, and one is happening on Thursday.
Yes.
And that's the Taste of Crowley.
Yes. This is our longest running fundraiser.
Explain that.
So Taste of Crowley is we invite, I think this is either our 17th or 18th year, but this is our longest running fundraiser. It's our major fundraiser for us. To be able to do downtown revitalizations and grants for our downtown businesses. but we invite all of our restaurants or catering services within the city. We invite them to come out, participate. They showcase a dish or a specialty or something new that they're looking to try to kind of get like a, kind of a crowd group control, I guess you can call it, like testing out. We invite them to come and participate, and there's roughly anywhere between 250 to 300 people that show up.
Nice.
We sell tickets, we have music, we have silent auction, a complimentary photo booth, and it's just a great night to experience, everything our Crowley restaurants have to offer.
Yeah. So, and this is restaurants throughout the city of Crowley.
Yes.
It's not just restaurants on Main Street.
Nope.
You have a lot of different restaurants. You want to give a shout out to anybody, any restaurant who's participating?
Oh my God, we have 21.
Okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, you didn't bring any notes.
I can remember them all.
Yeah.
I usually get it off the top of my head. So we have our local favorites like Frosto.
Yeah.
We have South Crowley Pantry. We have Fizzo's. We have Mr. Gaddy's Pizza.
Yeah.
We have El Dorado's. One of our new crowd favorites, and they're new to Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
They're not new to Lafayette Parish. Is Karchner's.
Yes.
Shout out to Mike
Yep.
Saunier.
That's right there.
Right off the interstate.
Right off the interstate. Yep.
DFW Drive. Yeah.
Yep.
They've been really kicking. So we're excited to have them here this year. Alon's Manger, which they've participated in the past before they had their setup. So they're one of the newer restaurants in town. Let's see.
So much good food, though.
There's so many.
Yeah.
So many.
So what do you look forward to? Is there a dish that some restaurant makes that you look forward to?
Nisi's sweet dough pies.
Oh man, yeah. So she's back up, huh?
She's back up and running, and we're excited to have her.
Was it a year ago that she experienced that fire?
It was, I want to say 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
2
yeah.
years ago
Time
now.
passes by so fast.
I know,
but she was able to rebuild, and then now she's back. Yeah,
She's at a different location, but it seems like she's doing fantastic because every time my assistant goes to get plate lunches, they're completely sold out by the time it's 11 o'clock. So she's doing a great job.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, there's a lot going on in Crowley, and that event is Thursday night.
This Thursday.
And what time does it start again?
It starts at 6. It's from 6 to 9 at the Le Grand Hall, which is the bottom stairs of the Grand Opera House of the South.
Awesome. And where can people get tickets? Can they get them at the door if they want to go?
You can get them at the door.
Okay.
They're $40 in advance. You can buy them on ticketleap.com. Taste of Crowley 2025. Or you can get them at the Vanilla Bean downtown, which is our downtown coffee shop. You can get them at City Hall in our Main Street office or the Crowley branch of Home Bank.
Nice. And that's Thursday night. And again, it's to benefit Crowley Main Street. It's their biggest fundraiser of the year if you want to go and check it out. But I hear there's another event, like y'all's second biggest event, that's called Sip and Stroll.
We are
which is
excited
in
about
May?
this.
Yeah?
It is. We have revamped what was formerly called our Art and Wine Stroll.
Okay.
It's the beginning of May. It's May 3rd in downtown Crowley. I think we've agreed to add another hour to it because people were like, we don't have enough time.
Time to stroll or time to sip?
All of it.
Okay.
I mean, last year we had 19 stops. And so, I mean, they were a little tipsy by the time they were coming back to us, trying to get to 19 stops in 3 hours. So we've revamped it. We've actually calling it the Stay Golden Sip and Stroll. It is a Golden Girls themed Sip and Stroll.
Nice.
So participants can pay. They get a complimentary glass. And hopefully we'll have 20 something this year participate, and everything will be Golden Girls themed. There'll be cocktails, there'll be mocktails, there'll be wine, and then we'll have vendors on the streets, and then all of our wine stops, or we call them wine stops, but our drink stops will be our downtown participating businesses. Which they have sales that they run as well. So they sip and stroll and shop.
And shop.
Yeah.
There's
We're excited about this.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's going to be pretty fun. And is there a website? Are y'all active on social media? How are you? How are y'all?
Active on almost all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We also have a Pinterest page.
Nice.
Which is crazy, but we do have a Pinterest page. We also have a website. It's crowleymainstreet.org.
Okay.
You can get all of our information there. I personally keep that up to date with everything that goes on Main Street, So, it's exciting.
Yeah. If you haven't been downtown Crowley, you need to go and check it out. Just pass through if it's even like maybe one evening or on the weekend. And I feel like there's always something going on down there, right? There's always something happening.
We're busy downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of organizations that do stuff downtown. But as far as Crowley Main Street, we have pretty much something going on downtown every month except April and August.
Okay,
So,
that's the 2 months.
We try to keep it busy.
Now, do you before you go, do you want to answer today's question of the day?
Sure.
I should ask you the question of the day before we started. See, I wanted to do that with the guests that come in. I wanted to ask them 3 questions.
Okay.
And like before we start the interview, and always forget to do that because my mind's like trying to figure out this, that, the other. But I want to ask you today's question of the day.
All right.
Your friend has never seen an 80s movie. What do you show them first?
I think I've already answered it. You've already said my answer.
You did? Hang on. Hang on.
I said the Goonies.
Oh, I did. I see it right here, Amber. Yeah, I got. So yes, that is yours. You said the Goonies.
I said I had a bunch of them. I was going to put a bunch of them, but then I'm like, you know what? The Goonies is just a classic.
I'm scrolling and I'm seeing a few, but look, you're on the show now.
You cannot show somebody the Goonies. I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay, so Goonies is number 1 for you. You said you had more. What are some other ones?
I have to say Urban Cowboy. I liked your answer.
Yep.
For some reason, Flashdance.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Popped in my mind.
Okay.
And The Breakfast Club.
Okay, yeah. Breakfast Club is a classic. Like if it was me, it would be Urban Cowboy, Karate Kid, and Top Gun.
Yeah, those are all great.
That would be 3.
There's just too many good 80s music.
And
80s movies to pick from. There's just too many.
Scarface is another one too for me. I mean, that one it's a little aggressive, but it's
might
still
scar your
pretty
friend
good.
if you show them that one first.
It would depend what kind of friend that I'd have to
Exactly.
show an 80s movie to.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So we're getting some pretty good answers for today's question of the day. A lot of people said Goonies. Top Gun, a lot of Breakfast Club answers. Short Circuit. You ever seen Short Circuit?
Oh my God, yeah, that's a great
Johnny Five
one.
is alive. E.T.'s another one. Goonies, Dead Poet Society, another E.T., Breakfast Club. I'm not sure if you read the question right, but the Mattress Cowboy, Caleb said Two Live Crew. Is there a Two Live Crew movie? I think it was probably
What's it called?
Two Live Crew, but I think he took it music.
Yes.
Yeah. But let's leave it up to the Mattress Cowboy.
Caleb, you really need to reread that question.
What about this one? Have you ever seen Roadhouse, the original Roadhouse?
That's one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah. That's a
one
top
of my
10 80s for
favorites.
me too. And
I like the original. Don't give me the new version.
No, the new version is bad. I don't like the new version at all. Top Gun, Footloose, Dirty Dancing, another one. And another Goonies answer. So the Goonies pretty popular. E.T.'s pretty popular. Breakfast Club pretty popular too. There's so many great 80s movies. It's kind of hard to go wrong.
Very hard to pick. It's very hard.
It would have to be like a 80s movie marathon.
That would be a good weekend.
Yep. So 8:19 here inside the Power Hour. And thanks for coming hang, Amber. Amber with Crowley Main Street.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Taste of Crowley is
This
Thursday night at 6 o'clock at the Grand Opera House, but it's only going to be at the bottom, which is officially called what again?
The Grand Hall.
The Grand Hall. And how can people get tickets one more time?
They can get them in advance on our website. We have a link to our website, on our website, ticketleak.com, Vanilla Bean, our Main Street office, and Home Bank in Crowley. It's $40 in advance, and if you want to just pay at the door, it's $50.
Okay, so you can get them at the door.
Yes, you can get them at the door.
Okay.
It's a little bit more, but and that includes, 21 restaurant taste samples, which you will not go hungry, believe me, and your beverages at the bar.
Is there some alcohol involved?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We have great bartenders.
Maybe I'm going to have to go check this out on Thursday.
Wine and beer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like a great deal. That is on Thursday night, Taste of Crowley with Crowley Main Street. Amber, thanks for coming and hanging out this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
So we're coming back with the second half of the Power Hour. What are we going to get to? We're going to jump into our March Madness Bracket Challenge just real quick because it's a competition between Brock White Lyons and I don't think that he has the means to beat me. I think our bracket challenge is officially over. So we're going to talk about that in a bit. Also wanted to talk about Cain Velasquez. You might remember that name in the UFC. He's trending. Also got a bro. You knew that, how the toilet became the John? You know the background of that story. If you don't, that's coming up. And then I got this story. A guy showed up at the ER with his girlfriend's hand stuck in his mouth. So the hand fit in, but I guess she couldn't take it out. I don't know if they didn't want to, like maybe they wanted to go viral. I don't know. It seemed like if it fit in the mouth, then it could come out the mouth, but apparently not. We'll jump into that story and a whole lot more on the way. The second half of the Power Hour is coming up. Let's check our weather with Dave Baker. Awesome. There we go. That was easy enough, huh?
Yeah, that was perfect.
And tell Hank that.
Out.
I know, man. Like, come on, bro.
We'll come back.
Come back for what you call it? Sip and Stroll. Yeah. Which is May 3rd. So that's the first weekend in May. What is that? That's a Saturday. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me know about that. Then y'all can come back.
We'll have Hank with his Golden Girls t-shirt. I'll make him wear his Golden Girls t-shirt.
That's so awesome, man. I wish he would have came and hung out.
Oh gosh, he's a trip. I don't know if you've ever met Hank.
I was thinking about if I ever met him or not.
So he used to own Capel's bike shop in Crowley.
Okay.
So he would repair bicycles. He would sell bicycles. He would, work on. Oh, he was right.
Like, is he?
Right there between Golden Corral. Well, it's trying to Dragon Buffet now, but Golden Corral. And
Yeah. In that thing. Okay. Yep. Yes. Okay. Now I was thinking, like, is he? What I've ever seen him at the Rice Festival?
He's only 5'2" ish. He says he's 5'3", but I'm 5'3", and I'm taller than him. But
And I'm trying to think if I ever saw him.
You probably.
I'm sure I maybe.
Ever noticed at Rice Festival on the mid stage for the parades, they put him on a chair to announce all the.
Okay.
All the floats.
I was always on the main stage. I was never on the mid stage.
No, he's never. They don't allow him on the main stage. I literally have to bring a roll of duct tape to performances.
All right. Do you have my cell phone number?
No, I don't.
Here. Put that in your phone.
Okay.
That way you can just text me directly.
Okay, that'll work.
All right.
We'll
Cool. Let me know if y'all need anything, all right?
See you later.
All right, see ya.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is.
All righty.
With your retirement savings, no matter your age, just have a 3-minute chat with Avo.
What we got?
Retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations.
25 seconds left. Yeah, congrats to Anna. Anna won the tickets to Raging Fighting Championship.
It's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back. Gnarly move, Dad. Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Coming back. Burn up. Back here inside the Power Hour, Planet Radio 106.7, 825. I didn't even ask Amber if it was foggy. My computer says foggy. I didn't realize it was foggy this morning. Turn your lights on if it is foggy. If it is foggy, not 40, foggy. Some Houdini bringing us back into the Power Hour. Thanks to a few more sponsors of the morning show. We got to say thank you to Acadiana Cars. They're on the Thruway, man. They're the home of Bentelli Golf Carts, and they're the official golf cart of the morning show. You can stop by and see them, and you can save some money. Look, it's a final week where you can save some money because they're having a March Madness sale, and you can save a lot of money on 2024 models. And I can't tell you how much. It's just one of those things where you can save a lot of money, but I can't officially tell you how much. So that means you can save a pretty good bit. But go and see them over at Acadiana Cars on the Thruway, home of Bentelli Golf Carts. Also, we say thanks to Votros, the official Boudin in the Morning Show. When you pass through Church Point, dude, stop at Votros. They're on Peach Bloom Highway, right when you're coming in or you're leaving on Highway 95. Grab that link, fuel up, maybe grab that cold Dr. Pepper, maybe that cold, that cold pop. They got a nice hot box too, man. They got like some fish in there, dude, the chicken tenders. They got some French fries. It's that, I'm going to call it above standard gas station hot box at Votros. Go and see them. And also thanks to Motor City, 1111 North University, Lafayette. Pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs. They got some nice ones too. Like I told you this before about Motor City. You know, take that stigma out of pre-owned or like used. Man, they have some great stuff on their lot. And some of it's fairly new as well. And some nice names, some nice vehicles. I wonder if they still have the Bentley in the dealership. I need to go see if they still have that. But it's at 1111 North University Lafayette and MotorCityLA.com. That's their website. Also, big ups to Logic Refrigeration and HVAC, coming to you right now live from the Logic Refrigeration and HVAC Services studio. GetLogicService.com. Seth and the crew, they do commercial HVAC, walk-in coolers, freezers, daiquiri machines, the freezers. I think I said that. They even do the hot side equipment. And they take care of just about anything on the commercial side, dude. You got to check them out. Logic Refrigeration and HVAC. Congratulations again to Anna. She's a winner of our 4 VIP tickets for Rage and Fighting Championships RFC 1 Saturday at the Youngsville Sports Complex. I announced her name earlier. Don't forget Friday night or Friday afternoon beginning at 4. It is the weigh-ins and the face-offs. Something different that they're doing, and that's happening at Pete's on Johnston Street. You don't need a ticket for that. You just show up for that. The fighters are going to be there doing their face-offs, which I can't wait. I'm going to be out there broadcasting live on Friday. And then Friday morning, we're going to have MMA legend, UFC legend, Crazy Tim Crater with us here inside the Power Hour. And I believe Jared may be coming with him too. We'll see. 828 Planet Radio 106.7. March Madness, I believe the competition between Brock White Lyons and I, comedian / unofficial host of the morning show, I think the competition is over with, and I believe I won. He has 25 total wins, I believe, and I think after I looked this morning, I have 35. And with who he picked, there's no way he's going to catch me. So I think he will be the one sitting at Dino's by himself from open to close. Going to have him in the corner with a table. That was our contest. The loser would have to sit at Dino's from open to close. And if you wanted to shave some time off, you could eat a slice of pizza. So we haven't decided yet whether a slice of pizza is going to be worth 30 minutes or 15 minutes. I'm going to leave that up to him since he lost. I'll go either way. So you eat, 24 pieces of pizza, dude. You knock off how many hours? I'm not good at math. Neither is he. So I guess we're going to have to probably try to figure that out before. But he's offshore, so when he comes back, that'll go down. Also, this was pretty big. Did you see this? It was big news yesterday. Nice local Louisiana headline. Hyundai to build $5.8 billion North American steel plant in Louisiana, creating 5,400 jobs. And it's part of Hyundai's $20 billion investment in the United States. The new facility will be located on 1,700 acres in Donaldsonville's Riverplex Megapark, and it's going to be Hyundai's first North American steel plant. The project expected to create 1,300 direct jobs with an average salary of $95,000. Also expected to create 4,100 indirect jobs, resulting in a total of 5,400 new jobs. This is big. No matter how you want to spin it, whatever, this is big. This is huge. And yesterday, Governor Landry was with President Trump and a couple of the mother peeps that all hang out together, dude, and they made this announcement. But this is big. This is big for Louisiana. What else we got this morning? Let me scroll through. Oh, this was trending too. Former UFC star Cain Velasquez, he is trending because he has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for plotting to kill an alleged molester. He tried to go Gary Plauché, but he didn't quite go that far. In February of 2022, Velasquez chased after a vehicle in his truck, rammed it, then got out and shot it up. He was trying to kill a man who allegedly molested his 4-year-old son at a daycare center. Instead, he hit the man's stepfather, causing a non-life-threatening injury. Cain Velasquez later admitted that that what he did was, quote, very dangerous to other people, and said he would accept whatever punishment he got. The alleged molester goes to trial in June on a felony count of lewd acts with a minor. Boy, that's one of those situations, huh? One of those situations where you would want to take justice in your own hands. Somebody molest your kid, dude, your 4-year-old kid, your son, your daughter. Ooh. It would take a lot. That would take a lot to hold back, right? Maybe he should have just chased him down, dude, pulled that dude out of the vehicle, choked him out or something, hit him with a ghillie, something. Now, it says 5 years in prison. That's what he's been sentenced. But then when he fired the shots, he hit the man's stepfather that was with him. So, probably either way. Obviously, nothing was done to. I don't know the law by any means, right? Like, I guess in this situation, obviously, as a dad, you want to do something, right? That's just how most dads are built. You got to protect your kids, and you're going to do whatever it takes. And if he goes to jail for 5 years in prison for protecting his kid, then he's going to go to prison for 5 years for trying to protect his kid. But in this situation, I'm guessing like he wasn't directly threatened by the guy for him to fire shots, right? So I'm sure that's what his prison sentence will be tied to. And again, I'm not a lawyer, kind of making that assumption there, but the alleged molester also, as I mentioned, goes to trial in June on a felony count of lewd acts with a minor. Now, the story doesn't say if that's Cain Velasquez's kid or if that's an act with another minor. Yeah, dude, shouldn't have shot it up. He should have just got out and just beat the you-know-what out of him. Choked him out, dude. Put him in a figure 4 or something. 834 Planet Radio 106.7. Got a bro, you knew that. How did the toilet become a John? Do people still call a toilet a John? Hey, bro, I'm going to the John. Hang on. I'll be back in 2, man. Going to the John. I learned something new today. John Harrington invented the flushing toilet in 1596. That's why they call it the John. I'm going to the John. When you're around the water cooler today, dude, throw that at your coworker. Bro, you know why a toilet's called a John? They're going to be like, yep. Oh, you do? Yeah, John Harrington invented the toilet in 1596. I listen to Chris Logan, too. That conversation starter right there. What do couples fight about the most? What do you and your old man or you and your old lady, bro? What y'all fight about the most? Top of that list, according to the Journal of Family Therapy, money. Chores, number 2, and differing dreams and goals, number 3. Money, dude, and right now it's hard. It's still tough. Eggs came down, though. Eggs, the media used to say how expensive the eggs were. Eggs came down. Mom, nothing. But what is it? I want to say it might have been $5-6 when I bought a dozen of eggs on Sunday. Better than 13. Still a little high, though. What a dozen of eggs used to be back in the day. Couple bucks, $3. Also, this story this morning, a guy showed up at the ER with his girlfriend's hand stuck in his mouth. There's a video of it. There's a picture of it. Were they trying to go viral? I think the answer to that is yes. So it happened in China. And the guy showed up at the ER after getting his girlfriend's entire fist stuck in his mouth. They said it happened while filming a video for social media. There it is, dude. They tried to go viral. There's a 10-second clip of them walking in together. He's gagging and drooling while also trying not to laugh. Story says it doesn't seem like her tiny hand would get stuck that easily, so some people think it was staged. But the doctor who treated them reportedly said that the guy's muscles seized up and his jaw locked. And that's why her little hand, her little fist got stuck in his mouth. How did they get it out? They gave him muscle relaxants and also used a mouth opener. They slowly twisted the girlfriend's wrist to get her hand out. It took about 20 minutes. The couple did say they were trying to film a funny video to go viral and just wanted to see if her whole hand would fit in his mouth. Turned out it did. And it turned out they went viral. That's from odditycentral.com. I don't know, dude. I'm looking at the pictures right now, and I think it's staged. I mean, it is staged. They said they were going to, but the way it looks like her little knuckles are at his top lip. So it's not like the whole damn fist is in his mouth. Like, it's not up to the wrist. It's just up to her little knuckles. So you can't tell me she couldn't pull that out. This story's kind of sick. A 6th grade teacher in Phoenix got arrested for exposing himself in class while peeing into a can. Bruh, what's wrong? Wonder why Cain Velasquez wants to go and go after that guy. A teacher at a Phoenix area elementary school facing charges after he allegedly urinated into a can in front of his class, exposing himself in the process. Dude. Authorities say 6th grade teacher Kurt Hinton, age 52, faces 4 counts of indecent exposure related to the incident that happened Tuesday at Wilson Elementary School. According to court paperwork, 3 of Hinton's students went to the principal's office to report that they saw their teacher urinating in class. The students told principal and police that they heard what sounded like falling water, then looked over and saw Hinton urinating into a container. The student said they saw his genitalia in the process. Detectives noted that the desk where Hinton sat was not enclosed, and someone in class would be able to see the legs of anyone seated at the teacher's desk. Hinton was taken into custody and brought to Phoenix Police Headquarters to be interviewed. He allegedly told police that while in class, he did unzip his pants and urinate into a white can, but did not think any students could see what he was doing. Also, he was covering himself. Check out this excuse. Authorities said that Hinton told police he was new to the school and did not know of a way for someone else to watch his class so that he could use the restroom. So you're just going to go in a can? He reportedly told investigators he decided to urinate into a can like he used to do in the military when he was unable to leave his post. Authorities share that Hinton also acknowledged it was an error in judgment and not something that he'd done before. Let me stop talking about it before I get in trouble. Idiot. What else we got this morning? Got a few things. This was about getting on the scale. And so I didn't get on the scale this week. I didn't get on the scale at all. But you may know that I am following a diet from Eric Scallon, MMA fighter. This week, getting ready for the weigh-ins on Friday. Got my gallon of water that I'm drinking. Got my food. Got some meal prep. Got that kind of stuff. And maybe it's something I continue on. I just wanted to make sure I was ready for the weigh-ins on Friday. That's all. But a study found that daily weigh-ins might be the key to shedding pounds. Women who follow that strategy lost twice as much as weight over the course of 2 years than those who stepped on the scale weekly. Avoiding the scale entirely was linked to weight gain. Get on that scale, bro. Also had this other story. I wasn't sure if we're going to have time to get to it, and we do. A woman in Canada was saving a parking spot when someone else showed up and wanted it. They argued, but she wouldn't move, so they ran her over. The driver is facing assault charges. Did you see the other video? There's a couple other videos that I saw on social media. One was that slow speed chase in Henderson, that dude riding on that little four-wheeler. Did you see that video? That was pretty funny. I mean, not funny, but funny. You know what I'm talking about. And then there was another video that I saw. It was in New Mexico. And then there were some climate activists that were they were blocking the highway. There's like a line of cars trying to get through. They didn't want to move until I think they're called the Rangers in New Mexico. Dude, they came through. They hit the dirt on the side of the road, man. They hit the shoulder. They came up and they just rolled through those activists that was there. Dude, they tried putting a trailer on the street, on the highway. And so the police officer hit that trailer. It moved around. And I think it looked like, I'm not sure if it was, but it looked like they also had a spike strip, because when the officer was coming through, they had two people on the opposite side of the street, and they were pulling this metal piece that looked like a spike strip. I'm like, son, what's going on? There's like 6 or 7 of them. And then they were arrested. It might be illegal in New Mexico to do that. Should be illegal everywhere to do that. You're gonna block a main highway, a main travel means. But this happened in Winnipeg. This story we were talking about here. Winnipeg woman run over after dispute about empty parking lot space. You ever get in an argument with somebody over a parking lot space? You ever tell them they're number one with the middle finger? You ever give them that look like this? You know what I'm talking about? Like you kind of move your fingers up. It's kind of that universal move that you do when you're driving when something goes wrong. Like, what are you doing? And you give them this. You can't see if you're on the radio, but that with your hand right above your steering wheel. A woman in her 30s was run over by a vehicle following an argument with a driver about saving an open parking spot in Winnipeg. Yesterday, didn't we have another kind of story about Canada yesterday? Dude, they wilding out in Canada, bro. I thought they were nice over there. They get hit with them tariffs, dude. They going crazy. The Winnipeg Police Service responded to a report of a motor vehicle collision involving a pedestrian in a parking lot on St. James Street near Wellington about 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. The victim was standing in an unoccupied parking stall to save it for a family member who was driving through a lot at a recreational facility. As the woman waited for them to drive up, a separate vehicle arrived first. So they were trying to save it, physically save the parking spot with their body. The driver began arguing with the woman and proceeded to drive into the stall, knocking her to the ground. The woman became trapped under the front tires of the SUV before the driver left with no concern for the victim, police said. The woman was taken to the hospital in stable condition with lower body injuries. Police said they arrested a 40-year-old woman and charged her with assault with a weapon and driving carelessly under the Highway Traffic Act. That'll get them in Canada. Damn it, you're driving carelessly under the Highway Traffic Act. Come here. She was released on an undertaking, according to police. I mean, that's saving a parking spot, dude, by like standing in it. That right there is a little much. I'm not saying that the person had the right to mow her over with their vehicle. But, dude, you're just going to stand there in a parking spot and try to save it? I wonder how busy the shopping center was. I wonder how busy it was for the other shoppers there. 8:47 here inside the Power Hour. Planet Radio 106.7. Earlier this morning, we had another Let's Talk About It. That's a new feature that we have here on the morning show where I want you to call in if you have any questions. You have any issues, I'd like to help. 337-227-0365 and just leave a message. Maybe it's a relationship thing. Maybe it's a radio question. Maybe it's a Chris question. You don't have to use your real name. You can use a fake name if you like. You can use your real name. Just record your message when you call in, and I might play it back. Now, we have a few phone calls to get to, and this morning when I played one, I was surprised to hear the voice of our maintenance man here at Chris Logan Media, Mr. Errol. And he said him and his wife were having problems because of that time that he showed up here when Catherine was here from Pet Passages, and he gave her a bouquet of flowers that he picked out the ditch, wrapped in some electrical tape, sprayed with some cologne. And I asked him after that show, I said, dude, Clotilde's not going to get mad at you? He said, nah, she don't listen to the show, but now Clotilde's friend listened to the show. She heard it, and he's been in the doghouse for a while. And then he said on the phone call that he didn't want to talk to me in person because he was embarrassed. So that's why he called in. And I'm not sure what he should do. Maybe he should get Clotilde a nice bouquet of flowers, spray it with some cologne, and maybe take her out to eat. And, or maybe do some chores around the house. Maybe it's time that he feeds the pig and does all that stuff. But Mr. Errol's a maintenance man here at Chris Logan Media, and he's a stand-up guy, bro. When Drake and Rylan were here, those MMA fighters, he showed up. He thought I was actually going to fight the dudes, and so he came to have my back. He's just a stand-up guy. I don't want to see him getting in any trouble with his wife. And I asked him, I was like, bro, you better watch it. You coming over here with Catherine, like you're playing them games. And then there it happened. I want to get to a few other answers for today's question of the day. Boy, we didn't talk about this, but I just pulled up Facebook. And I'm sure you've seen it, the guy who survived exposure to fentanyl and methamphetamine. I'm just gonna play the middleman here. So some people believe it, some people don't. And he did an interview with KLFY yesterday, the guy did. And KLFY's Facebook went off. Again, you want to go dabble in all that? Go and dabble in all that on the KLFY Facebook page. Some are saying no way, some are saying thankfully you're great and you're back healthy again. But pretty interesting. Let's get to the question of the day. I'm going to go to the Planet page. I read some from my page earlier. Let me read some from our Planet page. Question of the day is, your friend has never seen an 80s movie. What do you show them first? Casey says Breakfast Club. Carl says Better Off Dead. Rochelle says Back to the Future or Breakfast Club. Back to the Future is a good one too. Mandy says Breakfast Club, Dirty Dancing. Ooh, John got a list. And that's all right. I said one, but that's okay. John says Bloodsport, awesome. Predator, okay. Rocky 4 in my top 10. My favorite Rocky movie from the series. Rocky 4 is my favorite, dude. That's when communism fell. Rambo, the Dirt Bike Kid, Back to the Future, real genius. Thank you, John. Dory says Breakfast Club for sure. Douglas says Iron Eagle. Remember Iron Eagle? That came out after Top Gun. What was his name, dude? What was his name? It was Louis Gossett Jr. and then there was the young pilot. What did they called him? He had like a weird name. Oh my goodness. It's not like, it wasn't Chachi or something like that. I forgot. But yeah, Iron Eagle, man. I forgot about that movie. Thank you, Douglas, for bringing that memory back. And he says The Goonies. Mark says Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Burl says The Goonies. Mike says Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Christopher says Karate Kid. Yep. Chris says Crush Groove. Deborah says Back to the Future. Aaron has a bunch. Too many to list. Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Revenge of the Nerds, anything with Molly Ringwald, anything with Chevy Chase, and the Blues Brothers. So kind of a fun question of the day today. Thanks to Eric for giving me that idea for the question of the day too. And if you have any ideas for the question of the day, you can give them to me via Facebook Messenger. You want to text in, whatever. 337-227-0365. So we're wrapping up the Power Hour. Appreciate you checking out the Power Hour today. We had Amber on. She was hanging out in the first segment of the Power Hour, and we were talking about Crowley Main Street and their event coming up on Thursday, Taste of Crowley. It's one of their big fundraisers. If you want to go and try some great food and support Crowley Main Street, you can. Just go to Crowley Main Street's website. I think she said it was crowleymainstreet.org. I think. You can find them on social media if you want more information about that. So we're coming up to the final hour of the morning show. Today is Tuesday, so we're going to throw in another Tuesday song somewhere between 9 and 10 this morning. That is all brought to you by Cajun Coatings. So Tool and more coming up. Stay here. All right, wrapping up the Power Hour for today. Boom, 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 boom. Breakfast Club. Yeah, dude, I need to watch Breakfast Club again, man. It's been a minute since I watched the Breakfast Club. Anna says that gallon of water will help you flush your entire system. No, I'm not increasing to 2 gallons. I'm staying to 1. Dude, it was flushing my system all right. Yeah, John says, dumb for Kane V to use a gun. Probably could have ripped both of those dudes in half with his bare hands. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Hey, Joshua, what's up, man? Good morning. John says, shout out to Frosto and their pickle snow cones and their tremendous burgers. Yeah, that's a staple in Crowley. Frosto. Kind of that old 50s diner vibe. Some pretty good burgers. Never had a pickle snow cone, though. So we're wrapping up the Power Hour for today. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. Today's not Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. So we will be back tomorrow morning doing it all over again. Don't forget Friday. Do we have any other guests? Friday, we have Crazy Tim Crater, who's going to be on the show. Let's see. Let me go to my calendar. So I don't think we have anybody tomorrow or Thursday. Mr. Arrow said he may stop by because tomorrow would normally be a White Lions Wednesday. Brock White Lions is offshore. He said he would call and leave some messages. We'll see if he does that. But you have to wait and see tomorrow morning during the Power Hour. Both you and I will find out together. Have a great one. I'll see y'all back tomorrow.